Hello everyone. We are Team 8, and today we're going to present security and privacy. To start with, we're going to have a brief introduction to the insurance sector and to our technology, privacy and security. Then we'll look at the impact on existing companies with their opportunities and threats. Then we'll have an introduction to AXA, our insurance company that we are focusing on, and we will highlight our three responses for AXA, which are a strategic response for using blockchain, one with cloud data protection, one with tokenization, and lastly, we will go through our proposition and the way forward that we see for this company, and our conclusion. So let's get started with the introduction of the privacy and security technology and the insurance sector. Privacy and security are becoming more linked and more important for many reasons. New cyber threats are emerging all the time, making businesses having to constantly ensure their security systems are up to date to protect themselves and also their customers. The rise of use of big data and new machine learning techniques has played a big role on this. Moreover, privacy is beginning to have substantial impact on businesses' profits. As an example, we saw in the news, in a piece of news, that Facebook lost $119 billion in market capitalization because of concerns of their privacy systems, showing that consumers are also increasingly worrying about their privacy issues. So consumers also choose which companies they go to buy, looking at their privacy and security systems. Moreover, governments are coming up with new privacy legislation, as we have seen in with the European Union General Data Protection Regulation, that came out not so long ago, highlighting the importance of this issue. We are creating so much data every day that privacy and security issues will only become more and more important over time. When it comes to insurance companies, they hold a very big amount of data on individuals, such as health details, personal property, or vehicles information, such as cars or other vehicles. So they need to be careful with their users' information. A report from KPMG, which we mentioned throughout the presentation, mentions that as other financial sectors, like the banking system, are becoming more secure, cyber attackers are looking for new and targets that are more weak, like insurance companies, and that they have a lot of different information. In addition to this, the increasing focus on moving to consumer interaction to digital channels means that insurance companies have to be even more concerned and careful with their cybersecurity in order to protect their consumers in their own companies. This quote, which is from the report, says that insurance have a wealth of data points on individuals, which is true. They have a lot of information, very important information about and valuable information about their consumers, making insurance companies more attractive to cyber attackers, and at the same time making them feel more concerned about their privacy and security systems, as they have to be more careful than ever. So this chart is from the EY consulting firm, and I would just like to highlight two numbers. First of all, the 49% of insurers, that discover that significant cybersecurity incidents within their organizations, which is a very big um, percentage. And on the other hand, that only the 11% of insurance believe that their approach to cybersecurity is fully meeting the needs of their organization, meaning that there's a lot to improve on that.
Now we'll be moving on to the impact on existing companies, including the opportunities and threats. So, trends that we're seeing in the insurance industry is related to consumerization. So, firstly, we're seeing the redesign of insurance products using cyber and tech related aspects. Secondly, we're seeing that big data is being used to customize insurance policies, for example, using the risk analytics to measure the riskiness of specific drivers. And we're also seeing increased digital presence to offer better service to clients. So, more interaction with customers via technology. A good quote that summarizes these trends in the insurance industry is one that's made by EY, which states, "These technologies include increased usage of tablets and mobile-to-mobile payments, big data analytics, aggregators, third-party contracts, and personal digital devices that offer customers an unparalleled experience. Consumerization is causing a fundamental shift from a product or service offering to a more personalized, user-driven strategy that focuses on customer needs and preferences." So these are the trends that we're seeing in the insurance industry and also the opportunities that they present. Alongside, we're seeing a growth in threats. So along with the growth in opportunity has come a rise in the number of threats and the risks that they pose to insurance policies. This graph here demonstrates the different types of risks that insurance companies are exposed to, but they can be summarized through these three main categories. Firstly, the industrialization of cyber attacks. Secondly, the increased scales of operations for hackers. And thirdly, increased investment for cyber espionage by nation states. So considering this, there's also a large increase in threats that insurance companies face, such as AXA. So introduction to AXA. AXA SA is a French multinational insurance firm headquartered in Paris that engages in global insurance, investment management, and other financial services. AXA was ranked the largest insurance company worldwide for the fifth consecutive year in 2018. As an industry leader, it is crucial to identify how AXA can take advantage of security and privacy technologies to not only maintain its position in the market, but to also be a revolutionary mover in its use of these technologies to ensure long-term customer satisfaction, growth, and success. So here we're going to go into detail about the strategic responses for AXA. Firstly, there's blockchain. So to begin, we'll start with threats. Transaction speed can become a major impediment in large and public blockchains. For scalability, it's important to understand the requirement of applications in terms of speed before choosing a solution. Secondly, there's identity and security. Public blockchains carry out transactions based on the public and private key of the individual and do not keep the mapping of the identity with the key. This raises security constraints for the law enforcers and applications where identity is important. Thirdly, immature technology. Due to blockchain being at the stage of rapid technological development, there are no developed standards addressing distributed ledger technology yet. The opportunities, on the other hand, starts with smart contracts, enable blockchain users to transparently transfer anything of value without the interference of a middleman. Unlike physical contracts, smart contracts can check insurance claims and hold both parties accountable. Second, automation. Digital ledger systems like blockchain can help automate outdated processes, saving millions of hours of paperwork each year and reduce human error because all forms and data are safely stored along the chain. Thirdly, there's security. Blockchain ledgers are decentralized, so they can't be corrupted or manipulated by one authority. Instead, all data is chronologically timestamped to ensure a clear recording of events. So some examples include Etherisk. In Munich, Etherisk has already developed 6 different centralized insurance-related applications. One of them is a crop insurance app, with which farmers identify land and crops as well as any losses due to weather. Another app insures Etherisk members against potential crypto wallet hackings. Second, there's Guardtime in California. Guardtime recently teamed up with a logistics giant Maersk to implement a blockchain-based maritime insurance platform that will manage risk, use smart contracts, and establish an immutable chain of shipping to help insurance companies thoroughly provide coverage. And finally, Finditiax in Singapore. Findiniax recently created Islay, a blockchain-powered digital ledger for insurance policies. Islay gives customers a complete overview of their insurance policies, notified them with when their premiums are due, and displays an immutable record of your entire policy history. Second, we're going to be moving on to cloud data protection. So the threats. Data loss can be a great concern when hosting data on cloud. Data is exposed to potential of being maliciously deleted, lost by the cloud provider, or even lost due fires, floods, or earthquakes. In-house storage could help mitigate these losses. Denial of service attacks are one of the major cloud security challenges. Through DOS attacks, it is possible for an attacker to bring your hosted site down or cause it to consume so much processing time that the expense delivers a terrible financial setback to your bottom line. The opportunities are the backup and recovery. While one of the major cloud security challenges focus on data theft security, cloud computing does make it easier and more efficient to have multiple and backup versions of the same resource stored by various methods. The only viable option for local computing is to invest in backup devices and procedures. Second, encryption. In order to ensure that your data is secured and kept safe from hackers, many cloud computing services offer the ability to encrypt certain files and information. Then moving on to tokenization. It's difficult to scale securely and maintain performance as database increases in size. Exchange of data is difficult as it requires direct access to token vault mapping token values. The opportunities, however, it's safer than encryption. Original information is not contained within the token, unlike the encryption, and the token cannot be reversed into the original sensitive data. Secondly, it eliminates the risk of data theft. Sensitive customer data does not enter or reside within an internal system, which also reduces the scope of regulatory compliance. And thirdly, better user experience. Merchants often mask a portion of the data to protect it, but reveal other parts to help users identify which credit card is being charged without requiring the data to be de-tokenized first. Some examples include tokening solutions, Etherisk again, but I'm going to move on for sake of time. So our proposition and the way forward. Our proposition is that it's important to focus on cybersecurity operating model through implementing blockchain, cloud data protection, and tokenization, considering AXA's cybersecurity model and strategy. So as you can see, it's a multi-step process, and within each step, there's multiple sub-steps that need to be taken into account. So our proposition for blockchain for AXA, implementation of blockchain can allow AXA to be a leader in the industry in data protection of its customers through storage of their data on the highly secured and protected digital blockchain network. Use of this technology will increase efficiency of AXA in handling the use of customer data as it increases the speed and improves the accessibility of relevant data. This will not only improve AXA's performance, but it will allow for greater customer satisfaction and in the long term build a reputation for AXA of customer data security and privacy, better and faster services. Furthermore, security and data privacy are main concerns in the insurance sector for cloud data executors, and hence the industry is reluctant to move to the cloud rapidly, and the transition has been slow. This is mainly due to the fact that the CIOs are concerned about their data being stolen or mixed with other companies' data using the cloud providers, especially in the healthcare industry. However, AXA can take advantage of cloud data protection technologies like tokenization. To do so, AXA must firstly ensure data privacy, which includes all type of data such as transactional and sensitive data, data integrity, which prevents any alteration of data that would fierce outcomes for AXA's customers, and data availability, which entails of AXA ensuring its data are widely available and easily accessible through the internet for its customers. For AXA, the use of public cloud computation would mean gaining economies of scale, staff specialization, and efficiency, as they can benefit from a strong, large-scale, and flexible system that offers complex and automated solutions to privacy and security issues as opposed to tailored solutions on demand that present high costs and inefficiencies. However, use of public cloud would also result in AXA's loss of control over its significant and sensitive asset, its customer data. Sharing the cloud with other companies that depending on the cloud providers and also being prone to hackers, all of which means increased risk. On the other hand, AXA could also use tokenization and other technologies within cloud data protection to decrease the risks such as cyber attacks and hacks. AXA should also use a mix between public and private cloud data computing, considering their advantages and disadvantages, and considering the sensitivity of the data, using public clouds for low-level data that can easily be accessed and with a password, and using private and very secure clouds for sensitive data using various levels of security for access. So finally, to summarize, the way forward. Insurance companies cannot simply implement IT security measures and hope that they work. Rather, they need a fully comprehensive change in strategy to accompany this increased importance in cybersecurity. So what does this mean? From a management standpoint, managers should consistently benchmark their current cybersecurity measures and ensure that it is kept up to date with possible changes in their cyber environment. Secondly, a mitigation policy. Revise and improve policies related to the mitigation of cyber attacks. For example, conduct regular stress tests to see how well your cybersecurity is doing. Thirdly, human resources. Elevate the importance of the CIO and management in order to create a clear line of sight between business and cyber risk. Fourthly, asset management. Understand assets and what risks they are exposed to. Analysis will allow for a tailored and appropriate protection policy against these risks. And finally, resources and capabilities. Develop resources and capabilities to protect assets accordingly. So in conclusion, the trends and evolutions that we are seeing with digitization and customerization in the insurance industry places a huge importance on security and privacy measures. This requires companies such as AXA to not only invest in technologies like blockchain and tokenization, but also to construct a supportive framework around these technologies. This entails organizational changes using a top-down approach, beginning with providing CIOs with more authority. Over time, AXA can not only use these as a reactive measure, but eventually incorporate it into their company strategy to use it in a more proactive manner. This evolution from reactive to prescriptive will take time, however, it provides an optimistic future for the company. These are our references, and thank you very much.